Ready. Play.
Well, he does bring plenty of variety, but that's...
Yeah, I don't know if he wants that sort of variety there, but a great second serve there from Tristan. He's got a great serve. It's probably the best part of his game, so let's look out for that. Yeah, just here early in this match, just really looking for Tristan to come out confident and do well. He was a little flat. I saw some of his results at the end of last year and didn't, win too many matches yet this January. So he definitely wants to get off to a good start here.
Warm conditions here today,
30,
so
15.
the ball will be quite flighty and lively. Quite happy to serve and volley is Tristan. We'll see him, I'm sure,
40,
mix
50.
in that strategy throughout this match.
Yeah, you're going to see him do a lot of that. He will look to play off his serve and his forehand, particularly mixing the serve volley. He doesn't want to be playing too many long rallies where he gets stuck on the backhand.
Very nice opening service game for the Australian. Holds it to 15. We'll be happy with that start. Good serve. Opens the court. And as ever, Corentin, he'll try everything to get the ball back in play. Very fortunate here to have courtside with us, one of the better coaches of the modern era from South Australia, Roger Rashid. Welcome, Roger. Bit toasty out there.
No, beautiful conditions for a first round match. Good crowd, though. The energy of an Australian winning in the first round there, and good opening hold as well. I'll be looking, as you said, Matty, a lot of variety from Tristan is needed in this match, and actually to take the game to his I guess, the opponent that's had his best year in 2025. So you've got to take the game to him, and I think he'll fare pretty well. Lively conditions, ball bouncing and moving through the air for sure.
Corentin Moutet to serve. Ball. Ball. 15.
Particularly tall player, Moutet, by today's standards, 5 feet 11, 180 centimetres. Tristan, a couple of inches taller, 183 centimetres.
Ball.
Yeah, so obviously Corentin is probably the one area he lacks in slightly is that serve. He's got every other shot in the book around the game. If he was probably, 3, 4, 5 inches taller with a big serve, he'd probably be way even higher in the rankings, but watch his variety on it.
You make a good point, 15. Only because this is the area that you've got to be pretty ruthless in. Every ball's going back. Limit your unforced errors off the return first, and especially the second. Got to engage the opponent.
How about that? Serve volley with a slice backhand for the
15.
volley, curving down the line for a winner. Yeah, there's a bit of French flair in the second game of the match.
Game Moutet. 1 game all.
Comfortable hold as well for the Frenchman.
And that's not easy to do there. It just shows his variety. So he looks like a kind of guy who will slow play you, will hit slices, and then all of a sudden, first ball, bang, huge forehand winner out of nowhere. So he really unsettles your movement, your game, your flow, and yeah, exciting to watch. I'm looking forward to the rest of this one.
Good footwork early from Schoolkate, positioning himself nicely to use that big forehand of which
15 left.
Matty's spoken.
Yeah, it's definitely his best shot is his serve for sure, and then his forehand, and then for sure his net game. So he's going to be playing off those, like Roger said, nice and hot out there. It's going to help him with those shots, with the effectiveness.
Left. Ball.
All right, so pretty apparent there.
30,
Moutet
15.
playing, most of his serves, most of his balls to Tristan's backhand, up high if he can. It's pretty clear it's going to be his game plan, extending rallies, making it tough for him to put the ball away and force him into error like he did there. But Tristan's got to hold strong here, particularly his first set with his serve.
Ball. 30 all.
Averages 58% first serves into play throughout his career. Probably have to do a little better with that today, I suspect. That's nice. Easy point.
14.
Yeah, he's got
30.
great technique on that serve. Really good power. 204 up the middle. Like I said, he's not a huge guy, but strong boy. Works hard in the gym, and lovely technique there.
Ball.
Prepared to take himself a long way out of court there, Schoolkate, to get that forehand that he so enjoys. 2-1.
Time.
Good opening start from both men. Comfortable service holds. It's a difficult time of the day at the moment. The sun, as it meanders across the court, is a little bit of a problem on serve. There's Moutet having a little glance up as to address a different ball toss, perhaps. Well, that's the variety that Moutet brings to the table. Risky drop shot, but beautifully executed.
Yeah, risky, but not for him,
15.
honestly. He's got some of the best hands going around. And, yeah, it's just fascinating to watch his shot selection. But it really keeps guys off guard. You never know what's coming next.
Just showing he can flatten out that first serve if he wants. As Matt mentioned, he just brings so much variety even on serve.
There's another one. So, look, I'm sure it's also something that he's probably worked on with his team in the off-season. They've probably thought, look, I'm around 30 in the world. I'm a great player, but how can I get better? And, you know, improving his serve speeds and percentages is going to be key for him this year if he wants to get up the rankings.
Nice pass, didn't panic.
Very good. And you know, similarly, this sort of game style won't worry Tristan too much. He did grow up in the grass courts of Perth, does play slice and serve volley himself, so he doesn't mind some of these cat and mouse games. So, going to see some very entertaining points out here. Beauty.
Breathtakingly close.
40-30.
But in.
Absolutely, any part of the line will do. Well, interesting, wasn't it, from Moutet? He tried to finesse the shot, but the approach shot wasn't fooling Schoolkate.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it all there. He's gone a slice forehand approach shot. Like we said, Tristan not too phased, happy to use his hands, put up a little lob, and beauty, bracket juice.
Advantage Moutet.
Wow, it's impressive serving. That's 3 aces this game. 2 for the lefty on the juice court out wide, hitting that spot. For a guy of his height to hit an ace out wide on the high part of the net on the juice court, it's very impressive. So just shows you how talented he is with his hand.
Game Moutet. 2-all.
Both men already showing a great level of skill, variety. I think we're going to be in for a really wonderful encounter here.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Jeff. Both guys coming out, you know, which you never really quite know how someone's going to come out. Little nervous first round, but both guys seem really on the money, and great start for both.
One thing for me with Moutet is I feel like you've always got a chance against him. He keeps you alive
15.
by playing a few little dinks and slices. Yeah, I love the variety, but there are times when you just got to get the job done. I feel like he gives you opportunities throughout the course of the match, so it's a good thing for Tristan.
Great point, Roger, and that's probably the reason he is 30 in the world, you know, not pushing up to the top 10. You know, you've coached guys inside the top 10 and they all bring something or a few things that are really spectacular and get the job done time and time again, like you say. And yeah, maybe he's a little guilty of that, but it's part of his French flair, I guess.
Oh.
I guess that's my point in case right there. You know, was that needed?
30, 15.
Yeah, you can have a good imagination. The French do have a big, you know, a lot of flary players. We've seen that they're emotional. They play a big game, but you've got to be able to secure. You know, you've got to have a secure game as well, added with your flair.
Made it round the post. Wonderful feel though by both players.
What a point. We've seen it all there. Textbook volley from Tristan first up. Amazing hands for the lob.
30 all.
A ripper volley there from Corentin, just showing his hands. But yeah, a lot of cat and mouse points out here and very fun to watch.
Just the approach shot from Schoolkate, perhaps with a little too much spin, and it's set up nicely for the Frenchman.
30-14.
Yeah, just Corentin's ability to make those extra balls time and time again. His last couple of service games, he started to just put the ball in play nearly every point, make Tristan come up with really good stuff to win points, and finds himself at break point.
Passing shot straight at the body, jamming up Schoolkate. He'll be disappointing with that. The first break has gone the way of the Frenchman. 3-2. Pretty good stuff, wasn't it, from the Frenchman? The little lob in the middle of that game, touching in his field, and that passing shot there. Straight at the body, just jamming him up.
Yeah, I think that just shows some good experience there for me. You know, he's showing that he's the seed out here. He's the guy who's 30 in the world. He's been playing a pretty big year or two this last couple of years and just not doing too much, not overplaying there. You know, making just a solid pass on a break point, saying to Tristan, all right, how are you feeling here? Are you feeling tense on this break point? I'm going to make you play a tough volley, and gets the break. So that's just a little experience factor there, but also just a credit to his hands of, you know, how good he's even done just to make that serve back in play. It was a great serve. Just making balls. And this game so often won by errors, not only winners. So Moutet, great hands, putting the ball in play so many times. Roger, down there, with Moutet's game being such an accomplished coach, what do you think he requires to go to that next level?
I think I basically would pick it apart a little bit and show him some vision of, there are times when you can just secure the point so you don't create some scoreboard pressure within yourself. You know, when you've got games where you're ahead of the count, let me just get the job done and tick that box and move on, and bring your flair when, you know, at the right times when it's needed. I think there's too many times here where I feel like I'm a chance still in the point.
Yes.
And so I would just sort of show him how against the best players in the world, you don't want to give them that many opportunities.
Ball.
So that was a miss there from Tristan, but you know that drop shot, that's not on in the first point. You get behind 8 ball, you're just broken. I know he loves the drop shot, but play a really strong point, get ahead of the count, and as you guys know, the odds suggest if you're 15 love, you're probably going to look after that service game.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, Roger. But you know, one thing it does do for the fans and for us watching is it does make it fascinating to watch just what goes on inside his brain.
Oh, 100%.
The kind of shot selection he goes for or attempts. It is quite a wonder at times.
Ball.
Change up on the second serve. A kicker out there wide to the forehand. Just jumping up and away from Schoolkate. He has variety in spades. Both men hugging the baseline during that rally, looking to dominate.
30 all.
Yeah, very good points here from Tristan. I think from his side, that's the key too. He's going to have to play out some of these points. He's going to have to wait for the right ball to attack on and try not give up too many errors in the process and just keep putting Moutet under that constant pressure on his service games.
That was almost a half volley. He took it so early.
Gee whiz. A little left-handed Roger Federer
40,
on the
30.
half volley forehand winner. Beautiful.
Oh, that's magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. What feel he has, this man.
4 games to 2.
And again, a bucket full of variety.
This is making me smile. I tell you what, we're 6 games in, and is there a shot we haven't seen?
It doesn't get any better than that, does it?
Yeah, yeah.
I've seen you play those in the doubles court, though.
Yeah, but I don't have all the other shots he's got. But yeah, literally 24 minutes in, we've honestly seen every shot in the book already. So, look, we're here for best of 5 sets. Take your seat and enjoy the rest.
Ball.
Bit lucky there, perhaps. The approach wasn't as good as he would have liked.
A little, but, you know, it's still that relentless pressure. It's still Moutet, you know, 2 meters behind the baseline, defending there, still come up with a great pass again and again. It's definitely what Tristan's going to have to just keep applying that pressure and wait for the cracks to come. He will definitely get his chance at some points during this match.
Ball.
I think the key is also you want Moutet to use his creativity and flair from beyond their baseline. Let him play there, those lower percentage shots. You don't want him to be inside the baseline, being active from that part where he's extremely creative.
Applause coming from the Frenchman. He doesn't lie down easy, does he? He was still chasing what was surely an impossible get. Nice pressure there from Schoolkate. Still down a break though. Frenchman. Moutet 4-3.
Moutet leads 4-3.
Plenty of spectators here, as there have been even in the practice week. The atmosphere here is so good. Band, Rod Laver right there, front and centre, as he was last night. It was a fabulous evening. If you missed it, the opening ceremony. Great atmosphere.
All right, new balls, 4-3. Moutet serving up a break. But one thing we haven't yet talked about is the mental part of the game. So whilst Corentin Moutet is 32 in the world, or the 32nd seed here, he is definitely a fiery character and can definitely have his ups and downs in the match. So I really want to see Tristan knuckle down, make this tough for him these next couple of games, give himself a chance.
Well, he'll be disappointed, Schoolkate, that he didn't do more with the drop shot. He got there with lots of time to spare.
Yeah, lucky to get away with that. Like Roger was saying, I think, you know, against a really quality player, maybe Tristan needs to just take that on two-handed backhand and hit the winner there.
Thirty left.
Not making any headway on the Frenchman's second serve at the moment.
Yeah, good speeds for Moutet on the first and the second. He's definitely, looks like he's improved that a bit from last year.
Nicely done, taking the ball on the rise, and again an easy hold.
Moutet leads 5-3.
And again, making any headway on the Moutet second serve. Moutet winning 71% of points on his second serve, which is an extraordinary sum.
Yeah, a little bit that lefty factor too. You know, if that's a righty second serve at 140, it's probably quite regulation, but just being a lefty, a little bit different spin, just gives him that little bit extra effectiveness, I would say, and never easy against the lefties, as we know.
So a must-hold game here for Schoolkate.
Ball. Love 15.
Ball's just 1 game old, so you need to take advantage of extra speed that provides you. 64% first serves at the moment. Sorry, 67%.
15 all.
There's a great one. It's easy power, easy serve against, you know, over the course of a long 5-set match. The serve is so important. He needs to, you know, really get his serve speeds and accuracy going, make his life a hell of a lot easier out here.
Power. 30-15.
Just made it.
Very good.
40-15.
Classic point there for Tristan. Nice big first serve, run around, hit the forehand, and nail this spot. It's going to have to be that good time and time again this match. Get those slightly easier and quicker points, and get himself right in this one.
He's got a bit of everything, hasn't he?
40-30.
As you guys have mentioned, we've talked about the Frenchman. He can go with flight, he can use as a spin, slices, and then when he needs to really be aggressive flat through the court, he can change that up as well. He's a tricky person to play.
Again, Schoolkate.
Okay,
Moutet leads.
that's a test about to come forward for the Frenchman. In a moment, he'll attempt to serve out this first set.
Roger, one thing I quickly want to ask you on the change there, Moutet being courtside, do you hear him grunting quite a bit? Is that his real exertion of energy and pressure on those balls he does take on and attack a lot more?
There's a little bit, yeah, there's a little bit to that, but it's not excessive. Courtside, it's not, yeah, not something. I enjoy watching is just his different positions in the court. He's prepared to get himself in it. It doesn't really faze him. There's not one part of the playing surface, Matt, that he finds uncomfortable to be able to play a shot in, and that's a unique skill set to have. As you know, the great players have got it, and it's just tidying up a few other areas which would you think could significantly improve his ranking.
.33 minutes of a fascinating first set here. Moutet hasn't been seriously stressed on his own delivery. He'd like a game as such right here.
Yeah, first big test for him here. 5-4-7 for this first set. Big game needed from Tristan here to get back in this set.
Love 15.
Here we go. Hopefully the crowd helps here. Moutet can get definitely stressed, can be a guy who can blow up. So a little bit of stress, a little bit of pressure, crowd getting into him, and he'll help the Aussie here.
Oh. 15-all.
Difficult shot, the backhand overhead, replaced beautifully.
Beautiful point, very tricky point. Asked a lot of questions of each other, but again, Tristan just showing, you know, he's got a lot of variation, good hands as well, good volleys, comfortable around the net. He won't mind some of these tricky points too much as some other guys, so really good here. 15-30, really needs to get back in here.
Body serve, so effective.
30-all.
How impressive has his serve been this set? I'm really impressed here, Corentin Moutet. Not only his second serve, but first serve speeds. I mean, 198, not a big point for a guy of his size. It's a big improvement to what I've seen in the last year or two from him.
And that's the serve that he's used so effectively. Really
40,
disguises it
30.
beautifully. Schoolkate there was leaning to his left. Moutet has had the answer, so that gives him a set point. It was just wide enough and just high enough.
There you go, Tristan, telling the crowd to give him some love here. He needs this.
Use.
And I'm sure he will know too. He needs to really just keep putting as much pressure on Moutet as possible. To be the chance of the crowd there, getting behind the Aussie.
Well, again, the non-preferred swing of the Frenchman. Wide to the forehand on the juice court's fantastic. The aces are mounting up, second set point. Understandably, a very heavily supported Australian here on Kia Arena. Enjoying this contest, and the Australian fighting off 2 set points already.
Bob.
All right, there it is. One of the few unforced errors Moutet has made so far with a double fault. So Tristan really needs to be tough here, try and get under his skin, keep the ball in play, allow him to maybe just implode a little or give something, get back in this first set, break point.
Thank you. Deuce.
Another ace. And again, it's about the variety because he's mixing it up so well. Schoolkate not getting a lead or getting a read on it at all.
Yeah, it's really impressive once again. His serve saving him here.
Advantage.
Just hesitated, it
Moutet.
seemed, a little.
Yeah, it's a tough error on a huge point. Probably the biggest point of the match so far. It's unfortunate there. All right, knuckle down, back to work.
Set point number 3. And another big
Again,
serve setting up the
set.
opportunity. A very impressive
Against 2 points.
first set from the number 32 seed. 6-4 he takes it.
Yeah, pretty impressive first set there from Corentin Moutet. Close to flawless, I think. Really impressive on the serve. One little double fault in that last game, but other than that, geez, he's been really on the money with his serve. Speeds, accuracy, the placement, the variation. So exciting stuff for him if you're a Moutet fan, and all the French fans out there. And for Tristan here, long 4 or 5 sets ahead if he's going to get through this one. So packed house here at Cain Arena on day 1 of Australian Open. Exciting time.
What do you think about the summary here, Matt? What can you take from it?
I think that's great from Tristan, to be honest. When you told me his average sort of first serve percentage was around the 58 mark, I definitely need that to be a little higher for him if he's going to push on into the top 100 and get his ranking up there further. So good from him. But honestly, it's Moutet's serving there that's just out of this world for me. So his percentages, his win percentages as well, it's probably been easily the key for him. We know he's got the forehand in the backhand, the slice, the drop shots, the hands. But that serve is just really the one that guys are usually able to get in a lot of his service games, put him under pressure, create those problems for him. But out here in these somewhat faster conditions, while it's nice and warm and sunny, and being a lefty, he's doing a great job with his serve. So that's definitely going to be key for him going forward.
Second set.
Beautiful afternoon here in Melbourne. A little warm if you're sitting in the sun. Enjoying this contest here. Second set to get underway. First set having gone the way of Moutet. Schoolkate serving. Just feel, Matt, that Schoolkate just dropping short a lot in some of these rallies, and it's not allowing him to really take control. Needs good depth.
Yeah, just overheating there a little, and it's just the pressure of that ball always coming back. He's hitting what he thinks are some of his best serves, 200 kilometers an hour. He's expecting some free points. They're just not coming. Moutet with great hands, always just to be able to block the ball in play, and then he knows he's got the movement to back it up with defense. One thing I am noticing, Moutet's accuracy around the court, his ball placement is exceptional. Talk about
15,
depth there, Jeff.
30.
See the depth of that return really set him up well for that point. Obviously just missed the forehand, but yeah, the depth and the accuracy around the lines, and obviously the depth of the court's so important as these you know, get to the higher levels of professional tennis.
Ball. Wait, please. Wait, please. Let. Second serve.
Moutet a long way back,
30.
returning those second serves. So yeah, it might not be that effective sometimes, but it does throw a little bit of doubt and caution to the server. If you know, he's sometimes 3, 4, 5 meters back there, hitting a second serve return, moving all around the place, just trying to unsettle and create pressure on his opponent.
(40-30).
Saves a lot of problems.
There we go. So that's the one he's going to need time and time again this match. He needs to really try and find his rhythm, let loose. Now the nerves of the first set are gone. Free up the body. Let a bit of easy power happen for him.
Let. First serve.
Well, that's excellent feel again from Moutet. He came in he made that lob look quite simple.
Deuce.
That was a good choice.
Tristan did well to reach that volley. I tell you what, make a drop shot. He's chased a drop shot, come in, waltzed in, mind you, and then hit a lob. Then tried to hit through his legs, but that one's out. So, all right, juice.
It's wide, and again the lob being used so effectively from the Frenchman, perfectly directed over the backhand side of Schoolkate.
Advantage. Moutet.
Amazing hands. I thought 2-3 times there he was out of that point, finished. But as long as he can touch the ball, he feels like he can make it. He's a little bit of a wizard with his hands, and just making tough shot after tough shot there for Tristan, eventually getting the error.
So an early opportunity here for the Frenchman.
Deuce.
We've mentioned the lob, and it's so frustrating if you're someone who's comfortable with the front part of the court and someone's getting lots of effective lobs. It makes you hesitate. We'll see if that has any psychological impact on Schoolkate as this match progresses.
Great serve there. Moutet just doing well, getting the ball in play, giving himself a chance. And one thing I am noticing, these first ball forehands, I don't know if you can tell Roger from courtside there, Tristan's forehand, when he is attacking, it's landing too much in the middle corridor. So it's reasonable direction, but it's just not quite good enough. And Moutet's getting a good play on it every time.
Yeah, good out there to square things up. You're right, and also not really letting it out. Just it's almost like a bit of almost a protective shot going into that spot. He's not sort of swinging too freely yet. He's going with a little breeze as well, coming from behind him, so slight advantage here.
Advantage, Moutet.
He's not quite on his game yet, is he, Tristan? He hasn't quite found his straps. Maybe, like you say, Roger, a bit of tension still in his arm. First match, first set, but
There shouldn't be, though.
no, there should not be. I agree. It's, you know, nearly an hour in. He's already lost the first set. It's time to free up and let loose.
That's long, and it's not the start in the second set that Schoolkate was hoping for. He's been broken. So the Frenchman on a nice little roll.
All right, Roger, we've talked a lot about Moutet, but what can Tristan Schoolkate do here with this match, with this matchup so far?
Yeah, it's a tough one for him because he looks up the other end and he says, where do I play to give myself an opportunity? First of all, the serve. There's no doubt about that. That percentage of serves interesting. But when you first get access to that first ball, the aggressiveness needs to be a little more. I just feel like you need to be a risk taker because you can hit in the big parts of the court, but just hit it with some energy because at the moment there's a bit of safety played around it. I would like to spend the set pressing forward and let him pass you with his backhand that goes flat past you, so it doesn't dip at you. Yeah, he might throw a few lobs up, but the forehand does go up and down. But at least you know what you're getting off the backhand side, and maybe make his way forward. I would like him to make his way forward and actually get a little aggressive on that side of the court. And the reality is, yes, you'll make a few mistakes. That's fine. But it's better than the alternative of being played where you're letting your opponent play you.
Absolutely. And you know, we're talking about the top echelons of the world sport here. You know, no one's going to give it to you. You've got to be great out here if you want to win.
Nice and aggressive off that high backhand inside the baseline. Delivered.
Love.
He's actually being more effective with his backhand than his forehand at the moment. Beautiful backhand this last couple of points. So maybe it's a day for the backhand to catch fire.
$15-30.
Another half chance here. 15-30. He's got to start to convert some of these break chances.
Ball.
A little deep in the court there. Perhaps Moutet to tap that lob, and Schoolkate takes full toll.
15-14.
Yeah, a little miss hit there during the point. Gave Tristan the short ball. Didn't quite do quite enough with the forehand, but it did have good depth on it, so it gave him a good look at the volley. 15-40. Tristan, here we go. Break points.
$30-40.
chip the forehand return there. Not sure about that one.
Cain. The wide serve proving awkward for Schoolkate.
Yeah, just all these little mini big points so far in this match. Moutet just showing his experience and confidence, why he's up there in the rankings. Tristan just a few too many errors on the big points so far.
Nice pressure. Took the return early.
Very good and beautiful backhand volley
Schoolkate.
technique. As we said, growing up there in Perth, I know he played a lot on grass growing up, and yeah, really like his volleys. Beautiful technique there.
So none for 3 so far on break point. Schoolkate. Can he make this happen right here? No, not yet.
Gee, yeah, all these little 15-30 break
Yes.
points. Moutet just getting out of trouble far too easily at the moment, either with the unreturnable.
And Matty, he picked that ball up beautifully off his forehand there. That was a sweet ball under pressure.
He's got great hands. Really underrated, I think, how good his hands are.
Oh.
That's better. There's the one, Rog. Really unloading on that forehand.
Just in this game itself, you've seen it. You've got enough data to say that that aggressive mindset's the way home.
Absolutely.
Australian camp there. Simon Ray, right of screen, does all the data analysis. Oh, an error from Moutet.
1 game all.
And Schoolkate has broken back.
There we go, the crowd loving that one. So finally, Tristan gets the break, and we get a rare unforced error from Moutet. But like you said, Roger, it's the result of that relentless pressure, even hitting the return, coming in, backing his volleys, just time and time again, putting that pressure on Moutet, finally paying off.
The data on this match would be interesting. What will Simon Ray tell Tristan around this match with the data they've collected? I'm not sure you'd get some clear data, would you?
Yeah, I think you know, the data is going to show that the guys that do well against Moutet are able to just build relentless pressure on his service games, stress him out, and that does eventually cause him to crack sometimes. You know, we've all seen him have some big blow-ups here and there, put him at juice, put him at break point time and time again, keep creating that relentless pressure, and you can find some more errors or cracks in his game. Then, like you say, with the data, they're going to be looking at what Tristan does well. Like you said in the beginning, what does he do well to win his points time and time again? The serve, the forehand, finishing at the net.
Let for serve.
It's a hard man to keep down Moutet. Schoolkate having to work overtime even on that point.
Yeah, he's won that point 2 or 3 times it seems, but Moutet, incredible hands, incredible
15.
defense, dinks, lobs. But Tristan still relentlessly coming in, and like you said, Roger, making him play his passing shots and his creative trickiness from way behind the baseline is very hard to do time and time again. Just what the doctor ordered. It's freeing up a bit on serve. The forehand placement is starting to get a lot better from Tristan Schoolkate there. He's now landing those forehands, you know, 1 or 2 feet from the lines rather than a meter or 2. So making his life a lot easier out there.
Ball. (40-30).
Nice serve, and he'll be feeling a lot happier with life on court at the moment. Schoolkate having been down a set and a break. We're now on serve, second set, 2-1. Good comeback for sure. He's been a little bit more free, I think, from the back of the court, a little bit more aggressive, and as you mentioned, coming in quickly and using his skills at the front part of the court quite authoritatively.
Yeah, I mean, it was better late than never. Down a set and a break. You know, probably Roger and I both thought there, once you're down a set already against maybe a seed, it's time to free up. But he sort of still seemed a bit in his shell until he was down a break. And then something changed a little bit there in the last 5 minutes. And his forehand striking got a little better. Probably the backhand the game before that sort of brought him back into the game and his net play. And then the serve and the forehand actually sort of came on from that. So much better, and we're going to need to see a lot more of that the next couple of hours from him. So one thing we have also been talking about a lot is the Moutet serve and how effective and improved he's been on his serve, but he's still only winning 44% of points on his second serve. So for a guy who's been up a set and a break and serving relatively well, it's still quite a low number. So we definitely know that there is an opportunity there for Tristan if he is able to keep building some pressure, get some more second serves. And he will have his chances in this, hopefully this set, but this match. So he's just got to keep applying this pressure. Not like that. I'm not sure if the guy's not serving that big. And he's a lefty. If you're hitting slice forehand returns, he's got a good forehand, Tristan. I think he needs to start being even more aggressive on the return too.
Oh. 30 love.
And Roger, did you say Tristan down there is a little bit with the wind behind?
A little bit, yeah. And I'd also on that second court like for him to sneak over a little bit more into the doubles alley and just give away the middle a bit.
Yeah.
You know, he's letting that area get exposed a little too much for my liking.
Ball.
Go, the Flying Frenchman jumping up for both those backhands and all of a sudden just popping the flat hard backhands, injection of pace. Beautiful to watch after an interesting second serve. Sometimes he throws that ball toss way out to his left and hits that lefty slider.
A little too fancy for his own well-being on that occasion, Moutet.
Yeah, I think that's what you've been talking about there, Roger, but probably, okay, if there is ever a time, it is at 40 love, but, you know, that's something that could come back to haunt him or cost him.
Game.
Well, I think he's an abject lesson to Moutet in service variety. He hasn't got a really big serve, but he serves with so much variety. His change of speed, change of direction. It's quite amazing. Whole serve, and it's 2-all, second set.
Yeah, and Roger, you're asking about the data for Moutet's serve to plan against, to see what he does. Honestly, up here watching this first set and a half, his first serve locations have been all over the place. I don't know if there's much predictability there at the moment.
Curled it in enough, but it had a little too much depth.
He's almost raffed that. A beautiful point there from Tristan, and Moutet with a curling forehand down the line, just long, but like we said, just that relentless pressure making him come up with amazing shots from behind the baseline, paying off for Tristan there. Moutet grabbing at something in his hips there, Roger?
Yeah, he's just feeling a little bit around that lower stomach muscle. But
oh, that's nice. Comes up with the unexpected.
Yeah, naughty to let him win that point. Tristan there. Just his anticipation. He knows he's in trouble. Guesses the right way. Guesses the right way again. And then has the guile to go back behind him. So such a clay court craft play there, actually. I think that's one the clay courters do so well. They play behind their opponents so well. Catch them off wrong-footed, off guard.
40-15.
Keep points short like that, Schoolkate. He'll probably fare a lot better. Plenty of winners from his racket in this set.
Absolutely, even with the wind behind there, just taking that ball early, becomes an easy winner rather than waiting for it and giving Moutet a chance. How good are his lobs? My goodness.
I don't think he's missed one.
Gee whiz. And, you know, it's not like any of those are really easy. Like, if you're watching this, take that for granted, how hard it is to do with that ball control.
Hugo Guerrero there, the coach we saw on the screen. He'll be well pleased with Moutet's lob. There he is. The cap. Better service game and a better few games for the Australian. Leading 3-2 the second set, having lost the first. Bit of a character, Moutet, isn't he? He's got plenty of interesting pastimes. He likes playing the piano. He likes to rap. He's released an 8-song EP. Heard it at all?
I have not heard the EP, but I have seen here a clip of him doing a Davis Cup debut rap last year with the French team in their locker rooms, I think. So, yeah, honestly, he's a character, but he's obviously got a lot going on in that brain of his, but very smart guy, but very quirky and very fiery and flary and flashy character. We've seen, you know, probably some epic blow-ups of his over the last few years. Something he's obviously tried to work on is his temper here and there. It's definitely been a few smashed rackets. I think I even recall him throwing his racket out of the stadium one time.
That's a big ask.
Yeah, but it's been done. And, you know, it's definitely led to some implosions. But like you said, his coach over there, Guerrero, I think it's definitely something they've been working on. And it's been, like Roger said, his best season last year. And he finds himself, you know, seeded for the first time in a Grand Slam.
Thank you. Let's first serve.
It's the last game with these balls before they're changed, so a little heavier, a little slower. Schoolkate might look to see if he can take advantage with some aggressive returns, perhaps. Conversely, Moutet won't get the same swing or speed off serve with these balls that are now at their oldest.
Good chance for Tristan here. Broken back, 3-2 up, love 15. It's going a little bit too much on the pass there. It's probably just a bit of respect almost for how good Moutet's hands have been against a guy with lesser hands.
Yes, but let him play something.
Of course.
Let him play something daring and
yes,
you know, be the artist out there.
True.
And why I say that, mate, is let him be creative under pressure at, you know, just love 15.
Yeah.
You know, if it comes off, great.
Yeah. Tough to do that time and time again over a best of 5 set match. Quite right. And Roger, something I want to ask you. I know you've coached Gael Monfils there. And talking about Moutet and his French flair, how much it seems with him, a guy who's of his temperament, is actually in his control, is of you know, how methodical they can make his patterns and his game style and his shot selection.
Yeah, with Gael, like, you know, talking about someone with flair, but I gave him some security around how do you win matches 6-4, 6-4 without being a highlights reel and losing the match? So I wanted him to play with a little bit more reality, really, sort of get the job done. Yes, there'll be times when the game will suggest bring some flair and use your hands creatively in different parts of the court, but for the main, set yourself up so so you don't have moments where you just give free opportunity.
Yes.
Never take away their flair, but just give them some security.
The patterns, yeah.
Game, Moutet. New balls, please.
Disappointed with a couple of those unforced errors off the return.
3 games all.
Because I think, Matty, as well, we're not in their heads. So I used to I'd stand up the other end with Gale and say, what do you see when the ball comes in these parts of the court? What options do you have and see? What do you like to do? So once I had an understanding of what was going on through his eyes and his thinking, then I could shape a game that gave him some security to be a better version of himself. And once he understood that, gee, did that change the way he saw tennis?
Absolutely, and I saw that. I was on the receiving end of that some of those times playing against him, and it is a joy to play him. It's just incredibly fast, incredibly talented, all the shots. But like you say, once he started to tighten up, those errors or those looser parts of his game, became even more effective.
Missed one.
15 left.
It's maybe the first lob he's missed, Jeff.
I think so.
Maybe with the wind a little bit, pushing that ball a little bit downhill.
I think this is a great time for Tristan here. New balls, stay that aggressive nature. Really hard to play those controlled passing shots from beyond the baseline for the Frenchman.
Yeah, and he's a long way back there. He's behind the Melbourne sign. It's got to be 2-3 meters behind there trying to hit that pass.
Ball.
There's the change of pace that the Frenchman brings, whether it's on serve or from the back of the court.
Yeah, it makes it hard to play against him, just with your footwork particularly, because typically every time we hit a shot, we'll split step, get ready for what's coming, and sometimes the guy's slow playing you, expecting a slice, a lob, and all of a sudden jumps on you with that. Sort of always keeps you on edge. Not easy to play against.
Oh, it's as good as it gets, and even the Frenchman applauding that effort from Schoolkate. The backhand smash, he had very little room down the line with which to work.
It's a beautiful first volley pickup. Look at that half volley there. And then we saw him last night. That is a Pat Rafter-like backhand smash.
Got his mojo working to full effect at the moment. Schoolkate.
4 games to 3.
4-3, second set.
Great energy and a big come on there, lifting the crowd, lifting his team, letting Moutet know he's up for this challenge in the fight.
I think we both understood and made some points about the fact that he's got the variety, but as you mentioned, Matt, it's hard to get into a groove against someone who's playing like that. You're getting different serves, speeds, spins, same with the back of the court. You'll get a slow ball from the opponent, then he'll rip into it. So he takes you out of your rhythm, and that's what makes people make mistakes. So I think we've got to keep considering that as well. Some of these mistakes from Schoolkate coming from the fact that he's just not being allowed to get into a groove.
Yeah, and that's, you know, if you're his coaching team and him himself, hopefully now being on tour this last couple of years and maturing, you would know there's two parts to it, you know. So there's obviously, he's got to look at himself. What does he do well? What is he going to try and put, you know, play his patterns and his game towards, his serve, his forehand, getting into the net. But then accepting, you know, he's going to have to play these kinds of points with Moutet, you know, the dinks, the rallies, the lobs. He's going to have to use his movement, his hands, and be ready for anything that comes at him. So, you know, that's part of it. And, yeah, Moutet, he's a special character like that. There's not too many guys that have as much variation as him out here on the tour at the moment.
Thank you. Oh.
Really just don't like that. I know, Roger, you'll be cringing your teeth. 3-4, second serve, win behind. Give it free error off a second serve at this point in the match. It's just not quite good enough at the moment.
Oh.
That drop shot again was quite exquisite, and there were very few options for the Australian.
Yeah, it's world class. I mean, I don't think you can actually hit a drop shot any better than this. You'll see this one float just over the net. Tristan almost running into the net, but then the confidence to just dink it back behind him. A winner. Impressive stuff. Great hands.
Oh.
The single-handed backhand. He changed his mind and reset himself. That was a gem.
So we did note that a couple of years ago he did have a bad wrist injury for 9 months, or the better part of the entire season. He did not use his two-handed backhand at all. He had a bad wrist injury and played the slice and the one-hander. So there you see it there.
He's a chameleon.
Case in point, there you go, Roger. Make him play those magician shots time and time again, and sometimes he will miss them.
Yeah, and there'll just be a time in the match where he'll get bad.
Yeah.
If you can keep it tight enough and keep the pressure there enough, it's almost like he needs to play that type of shot throughout the match.
Game, Moutet. 4 games all.
Yeah, he's clearly a very smart guy, very creative brain. He's always ticking. That's probably why he's a good freestyle rapper, as we've seen. But like you say, he seems to thrive. That's why I was just sort of asking with those French guys, some of them, how much almost is in their control to be able to temper or calm that, and how much do you have to let him play with that instinct, or else he, you know, might implode being too predictable or too disciplined. But I guess it's about finding that balance for the effectiveness of his game.
business end of this second set. Crucial set for Schoolkate, having lost the first.
Yeah, hour and 26 minutes in, 6-4-4 all. Moutet so far, it's been a human highlight reel. I think there's going to be already a big highlights package from this first couple of sets alone, but 4 all in the second. Big chance here. Coming off the ball there earlier, if you think from a technical standpoint, just lifted his head up far before he had made contact with the ball and simultaneously framing that one over the baseline.
It's these stages of a set you really enjoy getting through your service game as quickly as possible.
Yeah, 1 or 2 free points a game, gold for Tristan here. As this match goes, make his life a heck of a lot easier getting through his service games. Commentator's curse there, Jeff?
Something like that.
Never like to say it, being a player myself. You never want to think about that, but I'm sure it happens more often than we think.
Schoolkate doing a nice job here. One game away potentially from tying this up. 5-4 he leads.
Full house here in Cain Arena. Nobody wants to give up their seat. It's a pivotal part of this match. Like you said, coming in just on a grounds ticket into this Cain Arena, Jeff.
Nice atmosphere, isn't it? You've played out here?
I've played out here quite a few times. Beautiful court. I think I was one of the first matches when it was just newly built. It was an honor to come out here, and great fan experience, as you can see, with the shade all the way up the top, giving sort of at least half the stadium some nice shade out here when it gets super hot. But you know, obviously the green and gold guys down there, they don't mind the sun on them. Part of the experience, and come out in the heat, support the Aussies. Let's see if we can help get Tristan over the line here in this second set.
It's a good look, isn't it? Atmosphere. I mean, it's become, they call it the happy slam, and you know, it is a wonderful environment. There's music going on all around the place. That's here. I'm not sure what sort of style that is. We've got a bit breaststroke freestyle, the whole bit. It's energetic, it's noisy, it's loud, it's fun.
Ready for play.
And it's all concentration now for Moutet, serving to stay in the second set, 4-5.
Ball.
We saw his unforced error stats a while ago, and so many of them are coming off this second serve return that's really hurting. Here's a good look at it there, Schoolkate. That's more than he'd want, 16, and the second serve returns, they're just, oh, they hurt you badly.
Yeah, especially against a guy like Moutet with not too many other, you know, obvious holes in his game, except maybe a softer second serve now and then. It's where you've really got to put his back up against the wall, give him that relentless pressure, but just missing far too many of those at the moment, Tristan. Beautiful feel on that backhand slice down the line. Not only the depth, but he even put a side spin away from Tristan there. So a little bit of wind behind, and the depth and the away spin. Very tough to make a passing shot off that.
Oh. Oh. 40-15. Game Moutet. 5 games
So
old.
similarly comfortable hold for Moutet.
All right, a little bit of a danger time here for Tristan, I think, just being down there up against the wind. 5-all after a quick hold from Moutet there. Pivotal time with this match. So, I mean, the serve couldn't have really been any better there from Tristan. Moutet putting up
15.
a big lob, amazing depth, and then coming up with an incredible pass off a smash too. So, just showing his skill there. I mean, he is 2 meters behind the Melbourne sign, hitting that passing shot winner straight through Tristan.
First point has shaken Schoolkate up a little.
So that for me is a tiny little difference. One of the differences of why these guys are maybe ranked where they are, and that's, you know, a big point. It's a second serve. Moutet's gone back, and he's just hit a heavy ball deep into Tristan, giving him the problem, saying, "This is a big point, mate. Here's a tough shot. What are you going to do?" And he ends up getting the point. It just hasn't been reciprocated the other way around. Finds himself at love 30. So getting him out of trouble there again, Jeff. He's going to need another good one here.
Moutet, as Matt Ebden has mentioned, this is the difference between those ranked in the top 40 and those that aren't, and he's just made Schoolkate work so hard in this game. No unforced errors. He's built pressure, and he's been rewarded with a couple of break points here at a critical stage.
Yeah, just high, heavy balls over and over again with a little bit of wind behind, giving Tristan a lot of problems there. Finds himself 2 set points, 2 break points.
30-40.
That serve doing damage, getting him out of trouble again. The crowd loving that. Trying to get him some more energy and power. Need another one here.
Use.
Getting 69% of points when that first serve goes in.
Great response by Tristan. Feed off this crowd.
Big serving at a critical stage.
Schoolkate.
Crowd loving it.
Clutch serving. The sound in here, Jeff. It's a beautiful new arena with this sort of bowl shape. It keeps all the sound in. Awesome atmosphere.
Oh.
Good decision and a good result for the Australian. The crowd getting right behind him. A big comeback from 15-40. Schoolkate 6-5, second set. Well, really good game there from Schoolkate. 15-40 down, in trouble. And it may just well be a turning point, perhaps. This is a critical set, clearly, for Schoolkate. What do you think? Turning point?
I don't know. I was going to ask Roger, how's the energy and the tension in the air just raised and the level lifted down there courtside, Roger?
Yeah, like obviously 15-40, I thought Moutet played a perfect game to just challenge. And then those, you needed first serves. Reality was that's what it was going to take to get out of that hole. And he did well, then stayed quite offensive. And the crowd came in as he won those points at 15-40. You win that point, crowd get involved, and it escalated. And there was a little wave of momentum there. So being this very first point here for Tristan will be the key.
Yeah, and it's what makes our sport so special. Our scoring system and all these little mini momentum shifts and changes of play. And there was definitely one right there. Moutet definitely had the momentum. Tristan pulled it back, found himself a hold of serve and up 6-5. And now can he put the pressure on Moutet here at the end of this second set?
That's a great point. I mean, first of all, he's throwing the ball up into the sun. So you come out of that and you serve volley the point and play that touch shot. That's pretty special.
I couldn't agree more. All that and then to pull off a droppy off that return. Lovely. Smart play. A little bit something you mentioned earlier in that first set, Roger. It seems when it really counts, Moutet is locking in and, he is playing the open court forehand, is coming in rather than just trying to hit a drop shot too early or go back behind him or a magician shot. He sort of seems to read the most important times of when he needs to do things.
Ball.
Great return there, finally punishing him on a second serve return. Beautiful placement, getting the short forehand, and that's what it's going to take. More of those to build that pressure on the Moutet serve.
(40-15). Moutet.
Well, it seemed as if it was heading in this direction. The second set's been very evenly contested, so tie-break coming our way. A crucial tie-break, certainly for Schoolkate, having lost the first set. The records are quite dissimilar. Moutet at tour level has played an awful lot. He has a 48-43 record. And at tour level, Schoolkate, he's 7-6. He's played plenty of tie-breaks at challenger level, but not at tour level, so very much less experience.
Thank you.
So very important tie-break here for both, particularly Schoolkate. And he's digging in here. Moutet.
0.
It's an impressive point there. Some big hitting and change of direction. And probably one thing that's a bit underrated from Moutet is his ability to change direction very cleanly. And probably a testament to his really great hands that he has.
Moutet.
He's got a bit of grit about him, doesn't he? You can hear him grunting there, making sure that forehand sends it on its way. Good heavy spin, great placement.
Oh.
Too good.
Wow.
3-0. Moutet.
All right, well, that's just a quality shot. That is that French talent and flair that we spoke about. Nothing too much wrong there. If you're Schoolkate, it's a good approach. Moutet 3 meters behind the baseline. Coming up with that's just too good. So 3-0. Frenchman looking good here, but Tristan with 2 serves to come.
It's a long way back here for Schoolkate now. Just a little panicky there, perhaps.
Yeah, it's again just that experience, you know, 3-0 second serve. Again, he goes back, just puts in that high, heavy, almost Rafa-like lefty spin ball deep and gives Schoolkate the problem there.
So it's been the last 3 games, hasn't it? That up the other end had a 15-40 and played a really, just locked in and played some, I guess, standard tennis almost.
Yes.
And then the game to get to 6-all in this tie-break, it's all just been locked in, no flair, nothing that's low percentage.
Yeah, it's impressive from Moutet here. He's really as locked in. Win or lose the points or games, he's really sticking to his guns.
It's a long way back, but you've always got to take that first step.
As Moutet does there after every point before he changes sides, he goes and touches the center little line with his foot. clearly a bit of superstition, or maybe just some habits, building some discipline for him there. But like Roger said, he's played an impressive last passage of play, the last 10 or 15 minutes. And it's probably no secret why he finds himself up 5-1 in this tiebreak. 3 forehand winners and a couple of errors he got out of Tristan. But Tristan doing well there to pull one back, give himself still a shot in this second set tiebreak. Definitely need one more back here to get himself back towards his serve to pull some more points. But Moutet with a little bit of wind behind, 5-1 serving here.
Let first serve. Please. Moutet.
Big alley from the Frenchman, pumping himself up. Come on here against this majority of Australian crowd. So 6-1 up. Find a way back here, Jeff.
Yeah, the coach is well pleased, I'm sure. This is the sort of strategy he was keen for his protege to use. Set points everywhere. Yeah, that's too good. A wonderful tie break from the Frenchman. Thoroughly deserved the result.
By 2 sets to love.
And it's a long way back here for the Australian. Moutet, 2 sets to love.
How about that? 4 forehand winners in that tie break from Moutet. So the forehand really being his strength there. So impressive from him. He'll be very happy to be up 2 sets to love. It's a big difference rather than being almost 2 hours in and being at a set all. No. Knowing that you're up 2 sets is a big help mentally. Very tough if you're the opponent.
Always a long way back, particularly warm conditions. It's around the 30-degree mark here in Melbourne today, and as we've mentioned, it's quite a bowl here, so the heat stays within the bowl. Let's have a look at these statistics, Matt.
Yeah, you know, Tristan, he did well there. Early on in the second, he was down a break and then finally was able to free up, loosen up, and then his serve and his forehand came to life. Probably helped his winners there. Still a couple too many unforced errors. Second serve points won is what sort of killed him in the end, those last 15 minutes of that set. Moutet doing a great job of going back, sucking that ball up high and heavy and winning most of those points from there. So that was definitely the key. Some good experience and some good tactical play there. And obviously having to execute it, but also, you know, what about 4 forehand winners out of 7 of those points he won in the tiebreak? So credit to Tristan for coming up there and coming back and putting the pressure on, lifting his level. Both guys did lift their level. Moutet there, look at his highlights. He is a human highlight reel. Exciting to watch. And well rewarded with 2 sets up.
Yeah, just showing a lot of experience in the critical stage of that second set. No doubt about it.
Yeah, and something Roger will be most happy with there is that probably we didn't think we would mention the 2 words of Moutet and discipline in the same sentence too often. But his coach, Mr. Guerrero, there seems to have been instilling some great patterns and discipline into his game when most needed, while still having all his touch, feel, hands, amazing shots in between. It makes him a pleasure to watch.
Lots of spectators enjoying everything that's on offer here at Melbourne Park. There's plenty of opportunities to grab something to eat, have a drink, have a stretch of your legs as the players have had an opportunity to leave the court. And down the bottom right of your screen you can see a QR code. You can do some AO shopping if you're not out here and want to avail yourself of some of the merchandise that's on offer here at the AO 2026. But if you aren't out here, come on out. It's a wonderful day out, lots of entertainment everywhere around the grounds. That's in Garden Square. And so much to do and see. And we are on Kia Arena, but of course there's many other courts outside here, and one of the pluses of this Kia Arena is if you've just got a ground pass, you can wander in here and see some great tennis, as you can in so many of the matches here in week 1. And of course, as many of you who live in Melbourne know, this sporting precinct is very special, right adjacent to the Yarra, the tennis centre, front and centre there. That's the white roofed little round bowl that we are at currently, Kia Arena, next to the red roof of Margaret Court Arena, and very much to the left, the roof of Rod Laver Arena, and of course the central business district in close proximity, which, Matthew, makes it such fun for all to have such easy access to this venue.
Yeah, what an incredible precinct you see there, and it's one that I've seen take shape over the last 20 years since I first came here as an 18-year-old, I think it was. And the beautiful Melbourne skyline there behind, the Yarra River. But you know, these newer courts and arenas, always so fan-friendly, always thinking about the fans and the entertainment, making shade, lots of, you know, places for people to get refreshments, come and have fun. And like you said, that AO shop, I was actually checking it out yesterday. My wife and even my little boy, there's some great kids clothes in there, some great athleisure wear, some courtside chic, tennis court being so popular. There's, you know, they've got everything in there: polo shirts, shorts, hats, obviously all the souvenirs, water bottles, everything you could think of, and you know, with a lot of style and fashion every year. So it's always fun to check out. Me personally, as a player, I love it, as do all the other players and families. So encourage you to get out there and have a look.
See the open roof of Rod Laver Arena there, and just to the right, sort of in the middle of the screen, came the rounded roof of Kia Arena, which is exactly where we are. And moments ago we saw the Melbourne Cricket Ground, of course, in shot. Just an easy walk from here for those who have recently been out here watching some test match cricket. It's all about the tennis at this time of year now.
Yeah, great shot of that stadium, like we said, that almost bowl-like atmosphere, creating incredible sound and atmosphere for players and fans, and as well as the shade, but also positioning all the fans for the best seating all around the court. So everybody has a great view of the action right up close, and for the sport we love, then we love to see it, Jeff.
We do indeed, and we'll be seeing you as well this week.
Yeah, a few more days. We'll start up in the doubles later in the week, but for now, singles action out here on Kia Arena. And you know, two sets to love down Tristan. That's okay. He's played a few Grand Slams now. He's played even a few 5-setters, I know. And he does pride himself on being very fit and strong. So he does work hard in the gym. He'll have no issue being out there for another couple of hours if it means going to 4 or 5 sets. And you know, but it's probably more of a mental challenge. I think physically he'll be okay. It's a mental challenge to whether he can come out and find his way firstly into this third set. You really have to think of it one game, one set at a time. And first things first, he's just got to think about what's ahead of him, trying to break this Moutet serve.
So a lot of the crowd have taken an opportunity to have a little break, go get something to drink, perhaps visit the bathrooms, and A little noisy at the moment as some of them are
Thank
trying
you,
to make
ladies
their
and
way
gentlemen.
back
Players
in.
are ready.
So set number 3 underway.
Ball.
Crisp hit, sounded good out the racket, out the strings there. The way he just jumps onto those, some of those short balls, or even jumps up and into them. The ball connection he gets really catches his opponent off guard.
Ball.
He's got to limit those errors, hasn't he, off the second serve return. They're just too many free points.
Yeah, Roger, still a little bit of breeze down there?
Yeah, there sure is. It's a nice breeze coming from behind there.
Okay.
Ball.
There we go. I was actually just about to say, if Tristan was a bit aware, or his coaching team was, and was telling him, it might be worth him either going back or going right up on some of these second serve returns and sucking it up like he did there and doing to Moutet what Moutet has been doing to him on those second serve returns, and that one was successful for him. So well there to get the short forehand, and then his energy or footwork and intensity just let him down a bit. It's ready for him to go bang, and just did not, and pulled off it a little.
Ball.
The underarm serve with plenty of side spin. Quite legitimate, of course, and just part of what he brings to the table. First game, the Frenchman.
All right, now we have seen it all. We've seen every shot in the book, including the underarm serve. But just the awareness of his brain, you know, that was for the first time there. Schoolkate started going back on the second serve return. And what does he do? 2 points later, an underarm serve. I mean, you know, someone call it crazy, but there's a little bit of genius in that too. And, you know, got the error, won the point, and up, you know, uphill against the breeze, an effective time and place to do it.
Yeah, it's a very legitimate serve, and I have no issue with it whatsoever.
Yeah, it's been an interesting topic the last few years as we've seen it a little bit more. Bublik obviously liking it, Nick Kyrgios liking to throw it in now and then, and Moutet as well. But yeah, it's in the rules. It's there to be, well, played or used, I suppose, but one that hasn't been that much.
Needs to really get his concentration under control here. Schoolkate 2 sets down. He's got to just focus on this set, these games, otherwise this can slip away from you quickly.
Ball.
Yeah, this is a big danger time now. 2 sets down there against the wind. 1 love down, love 30 down. It's a lot of downs. He really needs to pick up here and realize the importance of a hole. You might think, it's only 1 love if I get broken, but given the whole situation of this match and the flow of it, He really needs to fight for his life for this game, or else this could be the beginning of the end. Much better. Very good, Tristan Schoolkate.
15-13.
In those tough moments, just going back to what he does best, you know, hit a good serve, get in, hit a good volley, make it tough for the guy, come up with those points time and time again. Needs another one here.
Bob.
Well, that's a poor error, and it may cost him dearly.
15-14.
Yeah, it's tough. He did all the right things. Good serve, great forehand. Came in, got the volley he wanted. You know, 9 times out of 10, I think he's making that. But Moutet makes him play, asks the question, finds himself with 2 break points.
Bob.
Just found the edge of the line, and Moutet has broken off the back of some carelessness early in that game from Schoolkate, and Moutet has made him pay.
2 games to love.
Very, very impressive hitting from Moutet with a little bit of wind behind. So accurate on all those balls down the line, particularly. Yeah, he's ripping some tape off his left leg there. He looks a little bit uncomfortable. I think he asked for potentially the physio to come and re-tape, but
he's testing it out.
Some issue here.
Gentlemen, he's just...
Is he cramping?
It could be cramped. There wasn't anything within his shot. He's grabbing the ball, so obviously it's not. But he took the tape off, and is now obviously having some sensation through there, which is making him feel extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah, is that up on his left hamstring there?
Yeah, had the tape at the start inside, but there was... It looks like we're going to have the trainer.
Well, this is a fascinating moment in this contest.
He doesn't look comfortable.
No, he does not. He's distressed.
Funny thing is,
chair umpire Nico Hellworth certainly has called the physio.
yeah, just haven't seen any sign at all of any hindrance of movement, unless you just pinged something there, or maybe the blood flow was just cut off with the circulation from that tape.
Oh, he's made it, and he's on one leg at the moment.
Well, I'm quite surprised with this. It sort of feels like there's a little bit of trauma, on the back of the leg, but also just mentally. Why would actually continue if there was something? Maybe he's testing this out, a few points, and then he'll make a decision on whether he continues.
Oh, 30 left.
Goodness.
Yeah, honestly, I've seen him do a lot of strange things, so, you know, I'm not surprised there's going to be something strange about this match at some point, but this is really puzzling.
Well, he's... I mean, spare a thought also for Schoolkate here. He's down 2 sets and a break. All of a sudden he sees his man hobbling, missed a couple, and now Moutet just standing and delivering, trying to hit winners.
It must be a cramp because he's even trying to adjust the way he's standing, serving. He's not bringing his leg up. He must feel like he's about to go into a cramp every time because he doesn't look in crazy pain, but he looks really scared, like he's about to cramp up in that leg.
Yeah, Moutet leads 3 games to
frustration for Schoolkate, as of course the frustration for Moutet. 2 sets and 3 love, but the physios are out and he's in some distress.
He certainly is, but gee, that's unfortunate. Tristan couldn't make him play many balls at all that game.
Well, physio out there clearly asking what the problem is.
Still assessing. Because when I see that's where it's the most painful. Standing is better. Can you check standing or but I really I took off this job because I was being
Cramping.
So you don't want to lay down. Yeah. Can we just go to the back real quick? Is that okay?
Okay, we're going to take it off course.
Yeah.
Can I take something to drink?
Sure, that's fine.
So drum out here on Kia Arena. Moutet, 2 sets and a break. Has had the physio out. He was clearly distressed with, we don't know whether it's cramp, a strained hamstring. He's had to leave the court with the physio, so it suggests the injury is high up on his thigh. And well, what must be going through A, Moutet's mind, and B, Schoolkate's mind. Been in the situation ever, Matt?
Yes, I have on both sides. You know, for Moutet there, I have actually had like an adductor sort of right up in the top of your groin there, a strain. And when it does happen, it does just go at some point, and you hear almost a little click or a flick. And like he does there, all of a sudden, you just can't
Ladies and gentlemen,
move.
Mr. Moutet is now receiving a medical timeout due to the nature of the injury. This medical timeout is performed off court. Thank you.
He clearly had, you know, that area taped and some concern or maybe a strain or tightness there. And at some point in that game before, it may have just clicked and gone. And he's in serious trouble. He couldn't push off his serve. He couldn't bring his foot up.
Well, there's the strapping you can see there. And that was the first sign we had of a potential issue. He ripped the strapping off. And it just seemed he played the rest of the game out under great distress. And Schoolkate, unfortunately, couldn't make a couple of returns. He's now got an opportunity, Schoolkate, to chat to his team, giving him some advice as to how to deal with this. 3-minute medical timeout is underway.
There's Coach Gavin Van Peppershill just give him a few little tips. No doubt telling him to get the ball in, move him around, but it's never that easy, is it?
You're going into the forehand to hit a winner. Otherwise, everything goes to the back end. But just really clear, really committed.
Come on, Squeak, play your game, not his. Let's go! Let's go!
Guys, I think I've got a feeling this might be over. I think he's going to be walking out and ending this match.
Wow, this is incredible. If you're Tristan Schoolkate, you are absolutely licking your lips. Down 2 sets and 3 love.
Yeah,
and,
this is looking grim.
Moutet is really struggling.
No, perhaps not.
I'll tell you why I picked that, because I looked at the umpire and he gave the hand across the neck
Time.
to someone across from me, and I thought, okay, that's out.
Done. Yeah. No, look, I mean, he does look done, but if you are 2 sets and 3 love, if I'm him, I'm trying to do what he did the last service game 2 or 3 more times and see if he can somehow end the match. But it doesn't look like he will be able to do too much, but let's see.
Virginia.
Yeah, so it looks like it's that left groin or adductor that might have strained or torn a little, who knows.
That's insanely incredible touch.
It really is. And okay, so if you can do a couple of those things and you're 3 love up, you're just going to be out there and see if you can somewhat do something with your service games for 3 more times. That's probably what he's thinking, but yeah, he's in trouble here.
How do I state the course is play the game that I need to play. Hit the big areas of the court. You don't have to overhit, and you also can't play safe either, because you can play slingshot tennis at the other end.
Let for serve.
Oh dear. Goodness. Just must keep those in, Schoolkate. He's got a legitimate opportunity to scrape through this match if he can keep a few more balls in play.
Very close. Good serve from Tristan.
Yes.
Well, we're all guessing as to the injury, but I'm not so sure it's just some cramp, because he's moving a little bit more freely now than he was.
Yeah, if it is that groin and adductor area, there are certain things you can do and can't do. So you can play a bit, but probably not fully. So he is still able to play a bit out there. Yeah, it's those ones there, those quick jarring movements where you really have to take off or find your feet or sprint off either way, which you will not have. But the slow moving rally points, he'd probably be okay in some of them, but anything fast twitch, he'll be struggling.
Moutet leads 3-1.
Moutet is heading in the direction of the chair. This may be the end.
He's signaling if he wants some tape or something, or has he had enough? Is he simply just getting a fresh racket?
Who would know? He doesn't.
I don't think even he knows sometimes. He's got so much going on.
Well, I think also what he's trying to do is he's trying to be as relaxed as he can and try and work this thing out. He'd be also working out what is taking place with his body. He might be feeling something, as you said, Matt. Is it cramp? Is it not? If it was so severe, he would have decided to pull the pin on this by now and not consider any major long-term injury.
Even going out, and he hit it. So yeah, like you say, got a lot going on trying to figure this out. So difficult for Schoolkate here as well, trying to play against a somewhat injured opponent. But for Moutet, also trying to figure out what he can and can't do. Still up 3-1, but love 15 down. Tristan can't find the court a lot of the time. If there's ever a time to make balls, it's when your opponent is injured like this. But still a lefty, still tough, still got to make it, and Moutet hanging on.
Ball. So
there's a bit of tension up the other end, isn't there, for Schoolkate? He's not sure how do I play all this, and also for Moutet, because he can adapt so much. He's got so many different ways of playing. He can step up on the court and take it on the rise if he needs to and hold his position, all those sort of things. So he's working through it.
Variables going on right now for both guys, and yeah, he's clearly on his upper thigh or groin or adductor up there. He's got something going on. It's not good for him, but he's able to continue. And if you're him and his camp, you're thinking, mate, let's just find a way to somehow win this service game, get up 4-1, get up the other end, give yourself a chance. 30-all.
Ball.
Solid point from Schoolkate, not overplaying.
30-40.
Yeah, first time he's been able to dig out some of those tough balls again and again and keep making him play. finally gets the error, so break point.
That's why there's always something happening when Moutet is playing, and this is just incredible happening. Schoolkate still alive, perhaps trailing 2-3, but on serve.
Yeah, it's a big deal for him to get that break back. At least now he's on serve, so even if there's a couple of tricky games, worst case he's still on serve now. Just did not want Moutet to be up 4-1 at the other end, edging closer to that finish line with his injury, so much better spot.
So here's a look at this last serve, Matt. You can see he just doesn't want to stretch at all. It's just way out to the left, slide it. He's wanting to put no weight.
Yeah, and usually always dragging his left leg up to come and hit from a step-up position, so not even bringing the leg up at all just tells me he doesn't want to tense anything in that upper adductor or sort of groin or upper thigh on his left leg. So yeah, clearly has a big issue there, and being Moutet, he's probably going to try to find a way to still try and see if he can win any of these next few games, but a lot of hope here for Tristan Schoolkate.
2 hours and 23 minutes. Perhaps the most intriguing have been the last 10 or 15, as this match seemed to be in Moutet's pocket.
Thank you.
Except that he's come down with an injury, so Schoolkate's still alive, trailing 2-3, third set.
Still coming out with the goods. Gee, no matter how injured he is, his hands and ball striking and ability with that racket face, still very impressive. And that's what makes him so dangerous. Yeah, so without that muscle and that tension there, pushing off that left leg just loses a lot of control all of a sudden on that forehand when he wasn't missing any of those earlier on. So that's the difference there.
Game is crooked. 3 games all.
Schoolkate doing just what he needs to do and no more, understandably so. 154-second game.
Yeah, so here also we see the beauty of 5-set tennis, you know. One guy, 2 sets to love up, 3 love up, and body letting him down here this set. Could still be a long way home for either one of these guys, so it's the beauty of Grand Slam tennis.
Yeah,
amazing ball striking again, just stand and deliver. No legs, just all that talented hand speed that he has.
Fifteen all.
Definitely trying to shorten the points, no doubt about that.
The funny thing is, he's actually moving. This is the best he's moved. He's actually been able to put some weight on that leg again now, and you can see he's working through trying. But there's also part of his mind that's battling with his body as well.
It's an opportunity for Schoolkate here. Points for a 4-3 lead, which seemed very unlikely 20 minutes ago.
What a drop shot. With extra side spin, underspin from behind the baseline, down break point, but obviously didn't have too many options, so relying on his hands, absolutely. Like you say, Roger's just trying to figure this out. So also if you're him, you know you're up 2 sets. There's a lot of time here. Even if he's to lose a set, even if he's to spend the next set recovering and trying to figure it out, he's definitely got the advantage of the scoreboard, but particularly if he can get a hold here.
Advantage Moutet.
That's a courageous effort from Moutet. Keeps the lead in this third set. He's potentially only 2 games away. Can his body hold out? That's the question. 4-3.
Yeah, fascinating. So, you know, we all think tennis is straight up and one way or the other, but Grand Slam tennis, haven't we seen it all before? The ebbs and flows, cramps, injuries, winning sets, losing sets, breaks and holds. So Moutet did well there from 15-40 just to keep his serve and give himself a chance, and that's all you're doing if you're him. You're just saying, okay, just going to make a few balls, try and need to slap a few winners here and there, give myself a chance, and see how his body holds up the next few games first of all, and obviously if he can finish it in this set, he'll be extremely happy with that. But you know, he does have 2 sets in the bank. He can afford for the next almost hour to sort of just feel it out, test it out, and still be in this match. So
time.
Very interesting point in this match now.
So plenty going on in Moutet's mind, and equally Schoolkate. His mind will be ticking over at 1,000,000 miles an hour. 20 minutes ago, he was pretty much out of this match completely. 2 sets and a break, and now he knows he's a legitimate possibility. First things first, though. 3-4.
Love 15.
Just the amount of first ball misses, whether it's right there or if it's on the return, is that number's been damning.
Yeah, it's killing him, isn't it? Especially now with Moutet with an injury. Just do not want to give him any free points. It just doesn't quite seem to have that ability, Tristan, to put that extra spin on the ball to find a big target of the court safely. He sort of hits it strong, hits it well. I mean, it's going well, but if it's a tiny bit off, it's definitely leaking too many errors. Love 30, Moutet with a small chance. That is magic. His ball control there, even just to redirect that backhand, it just landed inside the line when he went down the line. And then purposely brought Schoolkate in with a short, rubbishy slice. It wasn't even a drop shot. It was just to bring him in so that they could somehow end the point. And he backs himself with the passing shot, also often the lob. All of a sudden, 3 break points. Moutet.
Oh my goodness, there's a break from Moutet. What courage he's showing, and equally Schoolkate. He must be so frustrated. He knows his man is wounded and he just can't keep enough balls in play.
And Roger, how much better is he moving that game? He's scampering side to side.
Yeah, look, I'm not sure, and I'll, you know, depending on if he happens to win this match, I'll be able to ask him that question, but and he'll let us know what was going on with the leg. But I'm not sure whether it was just some cramp that was going up through there and he finally got a little looser, because if there was a severe injury that was really grabbing him, we would see the hobbling and the limping around, but that's sort of gone away.
Serving for the match.
Yeah, he's even starting to bring his foot back up a little bit on the serve. Body coming back to him a little bit, but still looks in a bit of trouble. But he's serving for the match at 5-3. So many, like you said, first ball misses that are just, you know, an inch or two long, but just far too many times. Needs to get a much bigger target, you know, a good meter or so inside the court. Not giving up any errors, especially when your opponent's a bit wounded.
Let's first serve.
His hand speed, even when his body's not there, he's still creating depth and speed, making it hard for Schoolkate there. But from Tristan there, just really got to dig those balls out and make him play.
Let for serve.
clever play, putting in a heavily sliding first serve, keeping it low, and he's got himself match point.
Pinpoint on the forehands. Quickly realised his opportunity, stepped in and nailed it. So Corentin Moutet, 2 match points.
He's missed it, and that's an incredibly courageous win from Moutet in one of the more bizarre matches and finishes to this match that we've ever seen. Doesn't matter. Moutet takes the match 6-4, 7-6, 6-3.
Gee whiz, what a way to finish an underarm serve. Struggling physically against the wind, but bucket loads of talent and hands and feel. Moutet somehow gets it done. Looking like he's really struggling there in that third and final set.
Well, he'll certainly be frustrated, Schoolkate, but real courage. Let's give credit where it's due. Moutet, he was up 2 sets and the break was looking good. He certainly was not feigning an injury. He didn't need to. But when he was injured, he found some solutions. And he goes through to the second round. The scorecard says it all. Schoolkate leaves, no doubt, extremely disappointed. But he was his own worst enemy from the fact that he couldn't keep enough balls in play back when he needed to do so.
Yeah, in that third set particularly, you know, the first 2 sets were really quality from Moutet. And you know, that third set was all kinds of strange. But here we have Roger able to ask Corentin some questions.
Corentin, first of all, congratulations. Let's get straight to the first point. Your body, what happened there when you led 2 sets to 11? You're up.
I'm very sorry. I didn't want to act like this. I really respect my opponent. He's such a great player. And you all guys coming, it was such a pleasure. It's my first match this year, so you know the intensity. I lost the habits a little bit, so I was quite tired after 2 sets. But yeah, I'm very happy that I made it through, and thank you guys for being so respectful. Honestly, it means a lot. And congrats to my opponent, of course.
Beautifully said. You said it was your first match for the year, first tournament for the year. A lot of firsts for you. You were the first time you've been seeded in a major, but last year, your first time you beat a top 10 player, you made 2 finals, Davis Cup for the very first time as well. What was the big change in your game to elevate yourself to this place?
I would say, I don't know, it was the first time I was not injured and I could play all year, so I could play every week against the top guys, so it helped me to evolve, you know. And I don't know, I just decided, you know, I sacrificed so many things since I'm a little child to be here, so I was like, okay, I have to be more serious, more about everything, you know, all the sacrifices, I have to work hard for it and respect it, so I don't know, I'm so happy about last year, and I can't wait for 2026.
Okay, well, just one more thing. In the off-season, you had another experience. I saw through December you enjoyed yourself in Kenya, in Africa. Tell us what made you go there and how that was emotional for you.
I never went there. I don't know if some guys here went to Kenya, but well, I'm not doing publicity for them, but I don't know. It's the best place I've ever been on the planet. The people there are so amazing, respectful. Like, I don't know, I discovered some things that made me open my eyes about some things that we forget usually, you know. All the nature and I don't know, the important thing, you know, we are too much on the phone, too much on chasing the money, working hard. But at the end of the day, we have to spend time with the people we love, family, and evolve ourselves. And I think that's the most important. I'm sorry I'm talking a lot, but if you guys have the chance to go to Kenya, I think Africa is the capital of the world, so go there.
Beautiful. Finally, we love watching it. We love watching you play. You're a fantastic showman. You bring so much to the game. Good luck in the second round, and that was fantastic to watch.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy your day. Thank you.
Well, there we go. He's insightful. He's unique, and he's a winner. And I guess we've got to credit him for it.
Yeah, and he kind of brushed off the injury concerns there, just saying it's his first match of the year and the intensity, and it can be. It's hot out there. It's summer here. He's probably come from, well, Europe or maybe Kenya, but you know, Grand Slam intensity, the physicality. He clearly had it taped and strapped, so he may have just been cramping there for 20 minutes or so and was able to get through it. Maybe there's no big injury, but yeah, whatever it is or not, credit to him. He got straight sets done in straight.
Tell us about the stats.
Yeah, for me it was the biggest improvement. I've never seen him serve that well. I've watched a lot of his matches his last couple of years on the tour, and for me it's always been his Achilles heel. I always thought, oh, if he was, you know, a good few inches taller with a bigger serve, he'd be in the top 10. The rest of his game is very special at times. His forehand, his backhand, his slice, his drop shots, his speed and his anticipation around the court. And today he showed us that he's improved his serve. I don't know if he improved it in Kenya or where, but it was impressive. The first and the second serve, and his variation and spots for a guy of his height to be serving that well. It's very impressive, and it looks like it's going to be a great 2026 for Corentin Moutet.
Yeah, it goes through there. You can see on the screen, he plays the winner of Sebastian Korda and Michael Zheng in the next round. Second round of the Australian Open. He did reach the third round here last year, did Moutet, so more work to be done, but it's all about the recovery for him. So confirmation that this man, this Frenchman, the 32 seed, had to work very hard, played really well for 2 sets, and up a break in the third. Looked as if it was all going straight towards a simple victory. Cramp got in the way. It seems it was cramp, and in the end he had to come up and improvise, but still managed to get across the line. So Moutet gets the job done, straight sets, moves through to the second round.